Hello, all. This is Coach Allison back with week 25, I believe. 26. Whoops, I'm sorry. Week 26 Defy Aging. I can't believe that's how far we are in the year. This week we have a one big circuit to rotate around for 3 rounds. Your rest time is going to stay the same at 30 seconds, but your work time is going to reduce with each of the 3 rounds. So we're going to start at a 40-second work time. Round 2 will be 30 seconds, and round 3 will be 20 seconds. So be ready for kind of a faster rotation for that 3rd round. So 7 exercises. Let's review what they are. Station 1 is a single arm pickup squat. This one, it's a little coordination, and you got to kind of keep thinking as you're doing this. So the kettlebell, yes, it has to be a kettlebell for this because we need the handle to be up higher. The kettlebell is right between your feet, and we do want the handle turned this way as opposed to this way, okay? So it's turned in this way. All right, and we're going to alternate hands or arms on this one. So we're going to squat down. We do need a slightly wider stance than maybe normal, so I'm a little wider than my hips here. So many of you know a squat is feet hip width, wider than hip width in this case, apart. We sink those hips down and back, making sure your knees don't go too far forward like that, like you're sitting in an imaginary chair, okay? And we keep that back flat, so we're making sure we're not rounding the back like this. If you've been with us for a while, your squats are probably pretty perfect by this point. So we squat down, one arm is going to be out, the hand you're picking up the kettlebell with is like this, with a neutral grip. That means wrist is turned inward, palm is turned inward. I'm going to squat down. Try not to look down at the kettlebell. You might have to the first 1 or 2 reps, but if you look down, that tends to make you lean too far down. And with a squat, we want that chest up. So maybe do this in front of a mirror so you can kind of see where the kettlebell is. Arm out, squat down, pick it up. Squat down, set it down. Switch arms, squat, pick it up. Squat, set it down. Squat, pick it up. Oops, I missed it. Yeah, definitely do this in front of a mirror. And as you can see, I'm alternating sides. I'm keeping that other arm straight out. Now, as I said, you need to kind of keep thinking and focusing. If I'm starting to do this and not continually thinking about what I'm doing, you start to just think, oh, I'm picking it up and putting it down. So you kind of start, I'll turn to the side, kind of start to get sloppy with it and just pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. That's not what we're doing. We're doing a squat. So with each rep, I want you to really keep that squat, that knee bend, that squat in mind. Okay? So be very intentional. What is happening with my... Be very intentional with your movement. Keep in mind that it is that squat, not just picking it up, putting it down. Alternating arms. That other arm stays out. Let's try this single arm pickup squat. Station 2 is a bird dog band row. I think this one is new for us. Okay. So your band is anchored to something in front of you. You'll need quite a bit of space because the band will pull pretty far. So many of you know our traditional bird dog. You're on hands and knees and you're lifting alternate or opposing arms and legs, right? So it's a little different. I have the band in my right hand. First of all, you need to be in this quadruped position. I have the band in my right hand. My left leg is going to stay out and back. So we're not going to be doing reps with this leg. It is going to stay there. And I'm too far forward. And with my right arm, the arm with the band, neutral grip. So my palm is turned in as opposed to down. So palm is turned in. Head is down, so my neck is neutral. So my eyes are gazing at the floor underneath my head. I am going to do a band row. So I'm pulling that band in, tucking my elbow kind of into my spine. Tons of core and balance here. The leg that's lifted up behind you is going to start to get a little fatigue in that glute and hamstring, so the muscles back here. Halfway through the set, switch sides so we can get half on each side. And I will show you a way to do this not being on the floor. 1 second. So that same exercise does work just fine with a bench. It'll be a slight variation though. I'm not going to have you lift up that leg because it'll be a little too risky having the leg up and up on an incline. We don't want anyone tipping. So the leg that would be lifted is going to be down on the floor, and you're going to have that band here rowing like this. So it'll still be a lot of stability. Okay. So your coach will bring a bench over to that station. So you'll have the bench by that band. Next station is an overhead reverse lunge. So this one is a lot of balance. So you can be near a wall or a rack or something. My wall is going to be something not the greatest, a ball. Anyways, so a reverse lunge, we've done these quite often, but we are adding another component today. You step back, big step. Now you don't need to get your feet perfectly in line. That's not, you can keep your natural gait. See how I did that? Step back, bend both knees as much as you're able, whether it's, stability, strength, issues with joints, so as much as you're able. Bend both knees, back up with feet together, alternate sides. Couple reminders with lunges. Big step. If you take too small of a step, a lunge just doesn't line up properly. So big step, keep your back up tall, sink down. We're not folding down like this. And we're not keeping the front leg straight, so it's not like this. It's bending both knees. Watch my knees. See how they're both bending? Also, you need to allow that back foot to roll up onto the toes. So at the bottom of the lunge, the back foot should have a relatively straight up and down look. So watch my back foot. See how the bottom of the foot is kind of straight up and down, not trying to press back like this. See? Okay, a lot of stuff with lunges, right? The overhead components, as you go back and down, your arms are going to go up. That's going to really challenge the balance even more. It's going to make the whole lunge feel very different. Now, that's pretty advanced. So use your wall or your rack if you'd like, and do the overhead with the other arm. Keep your hand on something for a little balance if you would like. When you feel ready, try both arms. We can work up towards it. And that's our overhead reverse lunge. Then we have a stability ball plank. This is one of the stability balls, and we're doing a plank on it. So a great place to start, I think we did this 3 or 4 weeks ago. A great place to start with a stability ball plank, if it's kind of newer for you, is pressing the ball into something stable, like a wall. And I have a box, but the box is pressed into a wall. And that gives your body the chance to kind of learn this squishy feel, but adding a little stability to it though, because obviously if the ball is pressed into the wall, it can't go anywhere, right? So can start there. Then we go into a regular elbow plank. So elbows down first, that's my recommendation. Then step back one leg at a time. Make sure we're not doing this because this isn't a plank, right? A plank is a straight line from your neck to, relatively straight from your neck to your heels. Want to make sure you're not laying your body on the ball because this feels really nice, but it's not a plank. So your body, your chest and your stomach is off the ball. If you tried that and you're like, I got this. Yes, let's progress this. Move the ball away from your stabilizer, from your wall. You can put your chest on the ball to start it if you want, if you're already knees on the floor. Pop it up. Now we're talking. Yes, the ball is going to move around a little bit. That's the goal, is to stabilize it. Okay, so that is your stability ball plank. It's not really a knee version of that. Some people say you can do that on the knees. I just feel like it puts you so, I don't really love a knee version of this. You can try it. I feel like it's too easy to just do this and bend at your hips, and then you're not engaging your abs. It's a really fine line between this and this. I don't know. You and your coach can fight that one out. So for another option, if the ball isn't working for you, we're going to turn it into an incline plank option. So take one of your boxes and we'll do a plank on an incline. If your club doesn't have these soft, squishy ones and your hard boxes can be a little rough on the elbows, feel free to turn it into a high plank, meaning the hands. So, oh my goodness, lots of options there, right? But let's attempt and try the stability ball plank because we don't progress to those new, scary, harder things until we give them a try, right? All right, that's that station. Next station, weighted lateral box step. So we're not a lateral box run. We're not going for speed here. Got your weights. Can start with them at your side. that's the first option. So weights stay at your side, go up, up, down, down. I feel like this one is slightly, maybe just annoying is the right word, because the weights are kind of at your legs here. So, I mean, it's not that bad. They're just kind of running into your legs a little bit, stepping up, up, down, down. Definitely gaze. Don't look down so hard. Don't look down so aggressively that you're leaning down to look at the box, but just dip your chin down a little and use your gaze to sort of glance down, because you just need to know where your feet are landing. Trust me, if you look forward, sometimes we kind of do this, or sometimes we start to inch forward and we don't realize it. So please, if you're not in front of a mirror on this station, and personally, the mirrors throw me off. Even if I'm watching in a mirror, I don't like that. So I like to just kind of gaze down at my feet. Anyway, but I want you to attempt to progress to a racked weighted position. That's weights up at the shoulders, not like physically resting, but just kind of at the shoulder height, like that. And then do your step ups this way. Still doing that gaze slightly downward, so you're just barely seeing the box in your peripheral vision. That's going to engage. The reason there's a difference there, I know it's the same weight, but the reason that's a progression is the weights down here aren't versus the weights up here. This is going to engage more core, more shoulders, and more chest muscles. Okay, so that's our weighted lateral box step. All right, our next exercise is a chest press with a slow negative. So what that means is a slow way down. So we're going to go, first of all, setting up your chest press. Start your elbows straight out and then dip them down about 45 degrees. So we want to make sure our shoulders aren't shrugged, and that's a good angle for the elbows to keep those shoulders from being shrugged up. So we're going to press those weights up about 1 second up, and then release on about a 3 to 4 second count down. Excuse me. And then once those elbows get all the way down to the floor, we do it again. Press up 1 second, down 3 to 4, and we continue that. One thing to note here, when the elbows get down to the floor, we don't want to like fully rest them down and like take a rest. So as soon as you feel those elbows tap the floor, press right back up. So I'll show you what that looks like. My elbows tap and I go back up. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, up. And so on. When you're done, put your weights down like this. That's the safest way to exit this exercise. For anyone who is staying off of the floor, for our floor exercises, excuse me, your coach will wheel in an incline bench and with a bench with maybe a slight incline. So you can do this exact same exercise on a bench as opposed to the floor. And that's our our chest press with a slow negative. All right, our team builder is a shuffle medicine ball relay. I'm gonna double check, that's shuffle medicine ball roll. All right, gonna be in 2 teams. Even number of people on each team. Of course, your coach might have to jump in to even those numbers out. And each team has a medicine ball. One person is going to go at a time, so there's going to be a line of people waiting to go. And what this looks like is you put the medicine ball down in front of you. You're doing a shuffle, so you're kind of in that quarter squat position, bent knees, you're soft on the balls of your feet, and you're going to be doing a shuffle. And at the same time, you're going to be rolling this ball along. Oh, I went out of frame. And then, of course, going back the other way. When you get back to the start, your turn is done. Leave the ball there, get out of the way. The next person in line goes. So again, with I'll turn to the side to show you side view, because to reiterate our shuffle form. Make sure that you are in kind of a quarter or a half squat position to reach down for this ball. You're not just reaching down like with a rounded back like this. That's not very good for our back. So pretend you're doing a squat and you kind of get stuck in the middle of the squat. That's a proper shuffle position. So from the side, it looks like this, okay? And that's our shuffle medicine ball roll team builder. All right, that's our week 26 Defy Aging. See you back next week.